So this is something that I've actually never done. The question is, I was thinking of before I detail a customer's vehicle, I would like to do a walkthrough and inspect the vehicle for scratches and dings, stains, then write down all those things just in case they want to blame me for these scratches and stains, then make them sign the paper that I wrote down all those things. What do you think? Have you ever ran into a customer like that, blamed you for the vehicle's imperfections? Let me know what you think I should do. All right, a bit choppy on my part because it's hard to read when they don't really use that many commas and periods. So I see this question come up a lot, and to me, I've always thought of it as overkill. And I see the logic behind why you'd want to, sign off on that with a customer. You'd want to do a thorough inspection of the vehicle, and if you're performing paint correction, or maybe just in general, you want to note down any damage, any existing damage. That way, you're covered in case the customer, sees anything and then wants to blame it on you. The logic is there. It makes perfect sense. Now, my caveats to that, and if you guys want to chime in the comment section down below, by all means do that. But for starters, it's like, let's say you're gonna do paint correction, or in general you're just checking the the interior and exterior. But let's say paint correction, and you're inspecting the vehicle, and then you guys sign off on it. The customer says, "Okay, I'll sign off on it," and then you miss something. You miss a scratch underneath the door handle, and the customer notices that you signed off on it, saying we both agree that this is all the damage. That under the door handle scratch was not noted, and then the customer sees that it was already there, but you didn't catch that in the pre-inspection. So does the customer have that right to you to say, you checked it, we both agreed that that wasn't there, and now it's there? Does that fall on you? What do you guys take on that? Leave that in the comment section down below. The other thing is that a lot of my customers, they're not even there when I get there, or they're there and then they leave and then they don't come back, or sometimes I don't even speak to them. It would be literally 5 messages in total from when they first reach out to me to when I send them the link to pay me. It's literally 5 messages in total that I talk with the customer. And with something like that, that adds a lot more, not complexity, but just more steps into the process of being in and out. And a lot of my customers are super busy, kids, run their own business, high demanding job. And if I get called out often, do I gotta get that paper signed every single time? So again, I understand the logic behind it. If you want to say it's professional and such, sure, I don't really care about that. And it just, again, it's an extra step. It's an extra piece of paper. You got to carry it around. You store it for how long, and it's not worth it to me to do that. And probably, I don't know if it's most important, but higher up there in the reasoning is that, if I really have to be that diligent with my customer and that structured, saying, look, I've checked your interior and exterior, look at every single scratch and stain. If anything else pops up, it's not my fault. It's on you. And that seems too strict with a customer. And if you have, I've never experienced anything remotely like that, where I got to be that specific with a customer and their vehicle to make sure I'm covered, right? If I see that they're that anal, for lack of a better word, or that particular word, they're real, I wouldn't even say, I mean, it's so hard to contemplate because I've never even witnessed anything remotely close to a customer like that. So it's hard to even come up with an example for you guys, because the way I cover myself is if we're doing paint correction, whatever we're doing, I'll say, look, it's not gonna be perfect. Some scratches, some stains, some imperfections are still gonna be there, but it's gonna look 10 times better. 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna be I completely understand. I don't expect it to be perfect. I just wanted to make it look a lot better. Yes, let's do it. That's typically how it goes. And then when I get there, once again, on site, I'll say, yeah, look, we're going to do our best. Just again, it's not going to come out 100%, but it is going to look so much better. They'll be like, of course, I know exactly. I just want to, yada, yada, yada. That's how it usually goes. And I've never had anything remotely close to where it's even crossed my mind where I should have checked that off. The customer's never done that. The customer has never came back to me and, accused me of damaging their vehicle in any way, or or putting in that scratch, because I mean, you know, like, we're not perfect anyhow. Like, even look, and just being transparent, like, I'm not perfect. No one is perfect, but I know a lot of detailers like to hype themselves up of like, look how, you know, high end and perfect we are with our details. Like, look, I'll miss stuff, right? So when the customer is doing their final inspection, like, they'll be like, hey, look, there's dust right there. Oh, you're right. Look, I'll get that. My bad. You know, I made a mistake as well. So even on that inspection, like, the customer's gonna miss something, I'm gonna miss something, and we're gonna get confused and be like, well, I didn't see that, but now I see it. And was it there? I don't know. It wasn't there, but now you're here and that. And it's like, it's never really vibed with me. So again, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this form, because I know a lot of people do use that, and a lot of people have that, you know, thought in their mind. But it just comes down to, like, if I have to be that strict with a customer to cover myself, that's a bit much. You know, if it's like building a home or like remodeling something, like where it's like a higher ticket item and like there's just a lot more liability in it, completely understand. That's why you have insurance and all these things that protect you and lawyers and all that stuff. But, you know, you're calling me out to clean your interior that hasn't been cleaned in 7 years, and it's cloth, and there's, you know, like milk spilled and dry juice and a chicken nugget and a bunch of paperwork you haven't thrown out in the last 3 years. You know, the expectation is just, look, it's gonna look 10 times better, but not perfect. We can all pretty much agree on that. You're gonna be happy with the results. You know the type of work I do. You've seen the dozens of online reviews that I have that are raving about my services. We're all on the same playing field of, like, you know what you're gonna expect. So that's where I lie with that. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on if you do use it, if you don't, why you do, why you don't, the pros and cons. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys have to say. So leave those in the comment section down below. Check out the guides and resources in the description box, and I'll see you on the next video.